In the name of God, who honors the poor and enriches the souls of men. On October 6 to 8, Russia carried out a series of airstrikes exclusively on hospitals and doctors' offices, the Faculty of Dentistry, the College of Veterinary Medicine, Educational News, Education Directorate Building, University Camp in Idlib City, University Hospital, Ibn Sina Hospital, National Hospital, Maternity Hospital, Magnetic Resonance Imaging Center, National Blood Bank, Ibn Sina Laundry Center, Dar al Ihsan takes care of orphans, Cham Bank Building, Syria Phone Building, Justice Palace, Women's Center in Idlib, 18th, the body of Zakat, Al Wada School, Dr. Wael Mahmoud Radiography Center, and Ashby Governance Hospital and Forensic Medicine Center. This occurred simultaneously with the Hamas offensive in Israel on October 7th. People claim the Russian airstrikes on hospitals is a retaliation for bombing in a military college. We have learned that Russia disabled the Iron Dome for Hamas on the day of the offensive. Russia is angry with Israel for signing gas contracts to supply gas to Europe. The Ukraine war is a gas war which allows Russia to control all of the gas to Europe. Biden has ownership of Ukrainian gas, and clearly Biden has a gas interest in Israel. Biden takes gas from east of Syria, and Russia takes gas from the ocean basin west of Syria. Last week, Assad traveled to China and signed a contract with China to join the Silk Road, the Belt and Roads Initiative. Assad left his 3 children in China, where they are now, as we speak. One of Assad's children speaks Chinese. Now that he is back in the palace without the children, a war in Gaza has broken out, and Russia is destroying all of this hospital infrastructure surrounding Idlib. This may be an attempt to create a corridor. We will describe below the Achilles heel for Assad and the flammability of his empire. The economy of Syria generates billions upon billions of dollars every year from 2 sources, the phosphate and the gas. The economy of Syria thrives from this money. Assad clearly has not been using the billions of dollars on the country because if he did, the economy would not be crashing today. The economy of Syria is crashing because foreign powers are pipelining out billions of dollars of our economic power. Aleppo is a terminal for gas with 5 branches that reach every corner of the country. Here's Aleppo. The black represents the pipelines. So here in Aleppo, we will discuss where the gas fields are situated and how the pipelines work. Aleppo here has a number of branches. Aleppo has branches coming from Raqqa. It has branches going up to Jarabus, to Afrin, to Jish al-Shugur, and down to Marat al-Noman. It also has a major pipeline that connects to the homes. And then we will discuss each of the importance of these areas. Two pipeline branches supply the gas from the east of the country to Aleppo. Here is the east of the country and the gas fields here. And there is Aleppo. Two pipeline branches supply the gas from the east of the country to Aleppo, and 3 pipeline branches send the gas out of Aleppo to the west of the country. Aleppo depends on the gas pipeline from Palmyra to bring gas from the gas fields in Al-Hazaka and in Deir ez-Zor. Al-Hazaka and Deir ez-Zor have all of the gas and oil fields, and they're located in the east of the country. Palmyra is the most important terminal for gas from the east of the country. It is essential for the pipelines to move the gas from the gas fields in the east of the country to the refineries and ports in the west of the country. The Hazaka gas fields include the Hazaka, Suedia, and Kamishli. The pipelines from Hazaka go to Palmyra and to Homs. From Al-Hazaka, go to Palmyra, and it goes to Homs. Deir ez-Zor has the only oil fields in the country. Deir ez-Zor has gas fields. Deir ez-Zor pipelines send the oil and the gas to the Palmyra terminal, where the pipeline connects to the Palmyra gas fields, and that pipeline extends from the east to the west of Palmyra, and it branches to Homs and to Damascus and Dara. Aleppo has a pipeline from Palmyra in the east, and it has 4 branches. Jaralabus and Afrin are north of Aleppo. Jisel Shogor pipeline branches to the west of Aleppo. Marat al-Nu'man branches south of Aleppo. Jisel Shogor is essential to move gas from Aleppo to the port of Latakia into the Mediterranean Sea. Marat al-Nu'man is essential to move gas to Hama. The only pipeline to Hama is from Aleppo, and it passes through Marat al-Nu'man. Hama has a refinery for gas and is one of the 4 refineries in Syria. Homs is a refinery for gas and is the biggest terminal in the country for gas pipelines. The pipelines that feed into Homs refinery come from Aleppo, Al-Hazaka, and Palmyra. Homs pipelines go east to the port of Tartus, south to Damascus and Dara. 3 pipelines in the country are crucial in the system. The pipeline from Al-Hazaka to Homs, the pipeline from Deir ez-Zor to Palmyra, and the pipeline from Aleppo south to Damascus and Dara. All the pipelines move the gas from the gas fields in the east to the refineries in Hama, Homs, Palmyra, and Banias. The pipelines in the south of the country terminate in major cities. The pipelines in the west along the Mediterranean Sea terminate at the ports of Latakia, Banias, and Tartus. So we're looking into the Idlib area for Syria to look at a couple of towns that are being bombarded by Russian aircraft. That is the area west of Marat al-Nu'man and Kafranbal. and south of Jisr al-Shughur, and there are older locations from last week that were bombarded that we can look at. So this is a place that had previous bombardment, and Idlib, it's a little further north, which I'm having a very difficult time with getting the map to load the names. And I do believe that this here is Idlib once it loads for us, and that let's find Aleppo at least, if it would allow that. This is the city of Aleppo. All right, here we go. And here's Idlib. So here's Aleppo, here's Idlib, and the places that the pipelines are coming out of Aleppo to Afrin and to Jisr al-Shughur, which is this way, somewhere right in this area right here. And that gets the pipeline around Idlib through the city of Jisr al-Shughur and out to the port of Latakia here. And then another Aleppo branch goes through Marat al-Noman to Hama. And another one came from Araka over to Aleppo. Another one's going out to Jaralabus. So the areas that are being bombarded are these areas here around Idlib, and including let's try to find some of those smaller, not well-known locations. Al-Bara, bombings in Al-Bara here outside of Idlib. And this is the border with Turkey. So the bombings are in these areas here. But we do want to quickly just take a look at a couple of the phosphate mines for the north. There are active phosphate mines here outside of Idlib with satellite imagery from 2022. So that's a phosphate mine there. That's Idlib. there's just a couple of phosphate mines there, but in this area here. But the biggest activities are outside of Idlib's range. Let's see if we can find them. Here we are, right here, right outside of Idlib in Marat al-Numan. A tremendous amount of phosphate mining occurring here. You'll see that all of those are mines. Those are phosphate mines. And this is Marat al-Numan. Phosphate mines there and all across the city. So this is the economic might of Syria's billion-dollar phosphate mines. All right, what else do we want to see? All right, so for Syria, as you saw, the three biggest pipelines are pipelines that take from Al-Hazaka to Homs. Hazaka to Homs is one of the three most vital pipelines for Syria. The pipeline that takes everything from the terminals in Aleppo down to Damascus is also very important. Obviously not as critical as getting it directly from the gas fields to Homs. Absolutely critical, Hazaka to Homs. And the second most important one is to get it from the Deir ez-Zor gas fields and oil fields to Palmyra and then out to the west. In the name of God, the knower of all secrets and the creator of all petroleum. There is a major war breaking out in Gaza. It's a gas war. You don't know this. I will tell you a secret. Israel promised to give gas to Europe because Russia stopped the gas to Europe when he invaded Ukraine. Israel is directly making Russia very angry and putting themselves in competition with Russia. Russia is in Syria for gas, and America is in Syria for gas. Russia is in Ukraine for gas, and America is in Ukraine for gas. Let's take a look at what's really happening in Gaza, and that the gas kings are trying to work on secretly. Let's kick this door open and catch these gas kings with their pants down. Last night, October 7th, Israel started a major incursion into Gaza after being humiliated this was October 8th, when the Iron Dome was brought down 2 days ago. The Israeli Iron Dome was brought down on October 7th, allowing thousands of rockets to strike because the air defense system was being suppressed. The Israelis were so embarrassed and scared, they immediately know what it means when the Iron Dome is down. When the Iron Dome is disabled, it's because an electric frequency is sent across and directed somehow onto these machines that track the rockets. And the degree of the electrical current required to disable the Iron Dome tracking system would have to have been an industrial-sized weapon. Only 2 countries in the world may have had a weapon strong enough to disable the Iron Dome tracking systems. If you need to take down the Iron Dome to allow the Hamas rockets to strike, you would need a very big machine to broadcast it, probably as big as a battleship. You would need to carry around a massive piece of machinery and direct it a few kilometers inland onto the radar station that you needed to scramble. This is why the only response from Biden in the White House is that we are going to help the Israelis defend themselves. It's because the Iron Dome went down. His defense was knocked out. If the Israelis lose the Iron Dome, they will have no shield from the impact of the rockets. Let's look at the Iron Dome defense and what is happening now. It's 2 days later. Biden and the Americans went to the beach. They're on the shoreline with battleships. And secretly, Biden hopes to defend the Iron Dome. He said he would make sure they have a defense. What will he do? Intercept the radar beam with another radar beam? What is the Biden going to do when the Iron Dome is disabled again? So the Israelis are genocidal and openly talking about genocide. It's up to everyone in the world to protest against this. To when you see genocide, to show and to let them know our complete revulsion to it. To stand up here and now. Can't you see what's going on? There's going to be a genocide of this group of people. And the people of Israel, you know this, and the people of Israel are guilty and have stolen property. They're in possession of stolen property. People of Israel, it's time to wake up and to let it go. Let go of the property, give it back, and get Netanyahu out of the office. If you don't get Netanyahu out of the office, you're gonna pay for that. And there has been a couple of other connected events. Here in Gaza, there is a wall completely around the entire city. And this wall, it's like the Berlin Wall or the Great China Wall. It stops traffic. It's a checkpoint. And that's why they call it the biggest open air prison, because it is barricaded. And there is a power plant here, which it's such a massive power plant right at the edge of the city that and it looks like it, I don't know if that's just a dock or if they're using other types of power, but it seems to be, it's quite a large service station. There is some kind of a crazy electric frequency being picked up in the atmosphere that occurred on the same days that the how do you say, the offensive in Gaza occurred on October 7th. So there was these massive energetic waves being sent up into the sky around Hungary, around the country of Hungary in Europe. And even some of the recording instruments across the world are offline and data is going missing and funny signals are being shown. No one has any idea that nobody wants to say what it is. So apparently Israel has stopped gas pipelines through Jordan that supply Lebanon in the past week. So Israel is there's gas pipelines being shut down to Lebanon. Gas pipelines being shut down. There's a massive exodus. So because a couple of governments decided to have a war, all of these people's property, their life, their home is being completely destroyed, and they're just being sent to the winds. There's no hotel to go to, there's no jobs, there's no nothing. They're being scattered to the winds. This is absolutely preposterous and insane. Absolutely absurd. Absurd to think that you could evacuate a city of Gaza so you could do a war. That's absurd. So, that's just a tough luck. So they're in tunnels underground and you can't get to them. Tough luck. So, but you cannot come to our cities and take us out of our property by the millions. And yeah, so I think that there was possibly another piece of the gas news. Yeah, the in Northern Europe, one of the pipelines has been put out of service up in Europe. So this all occurred within a week's time, which is a lot of action by all of the these government representatives that are just, oil barons or gas barons. Allahu Akbar.